Welcome to our eShop product overview. In this video, we'll be walking you through a high-level demo of the key modules offered in the eShop product. My name is Daniel Ahern. I've been in the NAV world for over 15 years in various roles including development, implementation, project management, and training. Our company's sole focus is an integrated e-commerce solution for Dynamics NAV. eShop uses web services to communicate with Navision, offering real-time visibility into your NAV data. This allows direct interaction with key elements such as items, customers, quantity on hand, pricing information, discounts, customer account activity, etc. eShop is designed to be an all-in-one solution to meet all your e-commerce needs. eShop supports B2B and B2C scenarios. eShop also contains a sales portal to support your salespeople in the field. We will walk through examples of each scenario later in the video. eShop is fully integrated with the key e-commerce components, including taxes, shipping, and payment processing. For taxes, eShop is integrated with Avalara, CCH, and the standard NAV tables. For shipping, eShop is integrated with FedEx, UPS, USPS, and the standard NAV shipping tables. For payment processing, including credit card payments, eShop is integrated with ChargeLogic, SimCrest, Authorize.net, and PayPal. eShop also provides customers access to current activity, including sales orders, open invoices, their account statement, or any standard NAV sales and customer account related reports. Catalog and inventory pricing is maintained directly in NAV and only in NAV. This means if there are any customizations in the pricing area, these will be reflected in eShop with no additional work required. Before we jump into the product demo, here are a few of the many clients already benefiting from the powerfully rich e-commerce functionality you're about to see. Without further ado, let's take a look at what we'll cover in this demo. So we'll start by showing an integrated pricing and item availability. Next, we'll walk through a B2B transaction and a B2C transaction, and we'll finish by reviewing the sales portal. So let's start with a pricing and item availability scenario. In this demo, we'll be showing the latest and greatest NAV 2015, in which eShop is already available. You notice we're using the web client in this demo. Of course, it works as well with the standard NAV role-tailored client, the newer tablet client, even the classic client in older installations. We'll start by showing the real-time integration of pricing and availability between NAV and eShop. Let's jump into eShop. We'll navigate to a specific item. In this case, we're looking at the Toshiba hard disk drive, item number 80218. We see the pricing of $80 with 190 in stock. So let's go back into Navision. We'll take a look at that item, 80218. Open up our item card. So here we see quantity on hand of 200 and a quantity of 10 already allocated to open sales orders, giving us our in stock of 190. And if we navigate down, we see our pricing of $80. So here we'll change the pricing to $85 in Navision, and we'll jump back into eShop, refresh the page, and voila, we have our pricing updated to $85. Of course, the 190 availability hasn't changed. So this demonstrates that the pricing is stored only in NAV, providing truly real-time pricing and availability and tight integration between eShop and NAV. Now we'd like to go through a B2B transaction. In this scenario, we'll be using an existing customer which has already been set up in NAV with an eShop user ID and password. In this case, we'll be using user ID dahern at dynamicseshop.com, which is tied to customer number 20,000 in NAV. So before jumping to eShop, we'll take a quick look at the role center, and we see our eShop order queue of 6 orders, and when we finish our transaction, we'll see that increment. So now we open up eShop and we log in with the D. Ahern at Dynamics eShop. User ID, we navigate back to the familiar item, the Toshiba hard disk drive. The first thing we notice here is our customer specific pricing, $45. We saw before the old price, the non-customer specific price of $85. So going back to nav, we look at the item 80218, the Toshiba hard disk drive. We look at our standard nav pricing tied to customer number 20,000, and we see our $45. So this is demonstrating our customer specific pricing. So going back into eShop, we'll take the Toshiba hard drive, add it to our cart to begin the B2B transaction. So again, here we have our customer specific pricing, $45. If there is a line discount, that would show here. If there is an overall invoice discount, that shows at the bottom, and we can see the taxes are already calculated. So this illustrates that eShop is utilizing all the standard nav business logic related to pricing, discounts, and taxes. So let's move on. On the shipping address page, the addresses are pulled directly from nav. If the customer wants to enter a new address, they can enter it here and it will be inserted back into nav. In this case, we'll use the existing ship to address for our selling Gorian, and the same thing with the build to address. On the shipment selection page, the user can define which options will display. Rates are pulled real time from FedEx, UPS, or other carriers. In this case, we'll use the FedEx ground, $7.32. On the payment selection page, here also the user can define which options will display. In this case, we'll select the purchase order payment method, where the customer pays based on predefined payment terms, for instance, net 30. So next, the customer enters their internal PO or reference number, and we continue on. In this last step, the customer can review the order in its entirety and place the order. So this completes the order. Here we can see the sales order number that is assigned directly from nav, 1022. So let's go back to nav and take a look at our newly created order. First, we'll refresh the roll center to see how the eShop queue increments. It was 6 before, so it's been incremented to 7. So now we'll go into the queue. We'll take a look at sales order 1022. And as we open the order, first we notice this is a web order. It was created via eShop. We also notice the customer's internal PO number. We also see the Toshiba hard drive that we selected, and importantly for the hard drive, we see that it is using the customer specific pricing, the $45. Lastly, we notice the shipping charge that was placed to the website. So all of this information flows directly into nav. So we've now completed the B2B scenario, illustrating customer specific pricing and the full checkout process. Now we'd like to walk through a B2C transaction. In this scenario, we'll show how any retail customer can create an account and place an order on the fly. We'll demonstrate how this information is instantly available in nav. So to start, we'll take a look at our roll center. Here we see the B2C customer queue at 6 and the eShop order queue at 9. So to begin the B2C transaction, our retail customer will register, and we'll see how this creates in nav an eShop user ID as well as a new customer, and the two will be linked together. We'll take just a moment to complete all the required elements, the data elements. And so here we've created completed the registration process, and now we'll begin the B2C transaction. We open up our familiar Toshiba hard disk drive. Now we're back to retail pricing, the $85, as opposed to the customer specific pricing. So we add that to our shopping cart, and we begin our order. This is all the same as B2B, so we'll continue on. Same with the ship to address and the bill to address. There are no changes here. The shipping method is all the same. And now when it comes to payment information, with the B2B, we needed to select which payment option we would use. Here with B2C, we open up right to the credit card information. So we enter our credit card details, select next, and we place our order. So looking back in Nav at the Roll Center, we'll refresh and we see the B2C customer queue is incremented, as well as the eShop orders is incremented. And lastly, we'll take a look at the eShop users. And here we see our newly created Adam Smith 9 user, as well as the newly created customer, and the two are linked together. So this completes the B2C transaction, illustrating the automated customer and sales order creation in Nav. Now we'd like to demo the sales portal. This is the perfect tool for your external and internal salespeople, as well as service reps who don't have access to Nav. We will demonstrate how a salesperson can log into eShop, giving them access to their customer's account information. We'll also show how to check customer pricing, as well as place an order on behalf of the customer. We'll begin by logging into eShop as the salesperson. Here we see the salesperson has access to their customers. Now let's take a look at how item pricing is being displayed based on the customer selection. So here we've selected the Toshiba hard drive, and we select our canning group, and we see the customer specific pricing of $35. So we change the customer selection to Salangorian, and we see the pricing is updated to $45. To begin an order on behalf of the customer, we can add the part to our shopping cart and begin the transaction as we've seen already. The sales portal also gives us access to customer account information. So here we can see the customer balance, the various shipping addresses for the customer. We can see any open orders. We can also see invoices for this customer and any transactional information. The My Account section is available for B2B as well as B2C customers. This completes our overview of the sales portal. We've now completed the demo portion of the video. Throughout this overview, we've illustrated the seamless integration and rich e-commerce functionality offered with eShop. The scenarios covered in this video were configured using the most popular online mode. eShop can also be implemented in mixed mode or offline mode. We hope you've enjoyed the video and look forward to hearing from you in the near future.